Welcome to Studio Chatter. School is out. What were some of the big things you did as a teen during summer vacation?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what the first thing that comes to mind?
What?
We would have sleepovers and go toilet papering at night.
Yes.
I would never want to spend, waste toilet paper in trees now, would you guys?
No, during COVID, that was so expensive to
I
buy
know.
toilet
I
paper,
feel
but
like
that would be totally
now-
legal now, right?
I
Like, you
swear,
would get
if you
called.
got caught, you would get in trouble.
Well,
but
I
that was
think-
so fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, but now you have Ring. So everybody sees everything on the cameras, so you
Yeah.
just can't get away with much.
Yeah.
No, this is true.
You know what we did on dates too? Ice blocking. Did
I never did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
Over
did
at
not.
Petitney in Payson. You know what it is?
I grew up in Provo, so we did not have that
yeah,
then.
we had the big hill.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Nephi, so we had to make our own fun. So,
Oh, so what'd you
I
do?
mean, we would play a lot of cards and maybe go out rabbit hunting.
You would
So-
play cards,
Cards,
as a teenager? That just seems like an old people game.
We used to go to the drive-in movie, Pioneer
Yes.
Drive-In.
Oh, yes,
That was
yeah.
back there. We did that a lot. We used to go out camping too, and we would actually go camping in Goshen. Because
Okay.
my husband always went rabbit hunting out there, and
Okay, so
so
he knew
we
the
just
area?
would take the tribe out there. Go to concerts. We were
Yeah.
always doing concerts.
Really?
Yeah, uh-huh. Like,
Speaking of concerts, I want to go to a concert this summer.
okay.
So I have a list because I want to take my 10-year-old granddaughter to her first concert.
Ooh.
So I'm thinking of a country artist. So,
So
should
what's
I
coming in?
So
Jason Aldean
Okay.
Okay.
or is it Big Little Town?
Oh yeah, that would be a
Which
good one.
should we go to?
So also Stadium of Fire.
Rascal Flatts.
I mean, yeah. So I think if you wanted to start somewhere like that,
That would be-
And then there's also the pop-up revival that happens over in Provo or Orem. I can't remember now. But last year the surprise artist was Benson Boone, and
was
of
that
course
on the rooftop? Is that
It
where
was.
they do
It was
that?
on the lawn. Was
Oh.
that, so it's more of a family event. The tickets are pretty inexpensive. I don't know if they have any tickets left.
Okay.
But they usually have like some, upcoming star that's usually a surprise.
I've never heard of this,
Yes,
Natasha.
and I'm hoping that Benson Boone comes back
Oh.
again to make the surprise. But I guess there's like upcoming artists on like TikTok and those sorts of things. So
Okay.
that could be fun. I mean, I know the sponsors are Minky Couture was last year and Lonely Ghost.
Oh, okay.
So that could be a fun
I
one.
also could reach out to Whitney Lusk.
Yes,
and
you
see who
absolutely
she's
could.
opening
Yep,
for because I know I'm watching her Instagram feed and she's busy
She's
and she's
killing
opening for a
it.
lot
yeah,
of people.
she's doing great.
She's
Yeah.
doing so good. We go up to the Sundance concert, Bluebird, every year, me and Rhett.
Now, those are pretty hard to get tickets to, aren't they?
They are, like, I put it in my phone every year, kind of like Fiesta Days, which I missed. Still sad. But yeah, they go on sale like February, March, but they're gone now. I mean,
Okay.
there's like one or two little seats, but that one's really fun. And it's
Okay.
just like the Nashville artists who write the songs come and then sing the
Yes.
songs. And it is just really nice.
Have either of you been over to the new Ruth Hell Center Theater in
I have
Pleasant
not
Grove?
yet.
No,
but
have
I'm
you?
dying to.
Yes, my coworker was Cinderella.
Oh.
And her husband was Prince Charming.
Stop it.
So
so
our
fun.
whole staff went and watched. And we
Oh.
were in one of the smaller rooms. So I think there's for sure 2 rooms, if not 3.
Cool.
Big, beautiful building
Okay.
right here in Utah County. And wonderful show. Wonderful,
Okay, so
wonderful
we need to do
cast.
that.
The whole year is planned out.
And that's in PG.
Yep.
Okay.
and please- Oh,
Yeah.
and then we have Bailey Merrill coming into our show, my coworker.
Yes.
And she found like a space center in Pleasant Grove. So I think
I just thought
The
there was
Krista
Clark
McAuliffe Center, right?
Planetarium.
Yes.
I'm dying to see that.
Okay, so what is it called?
The Krista McAuliffe. So she was the
astronaut
the-
that passed away.
Right.
Oh,
Yes.
gotcha.
She was a teacher.
The teacher.
Yeah.
That would be another fun thing to do.
That would be really cool. So Mallory, I wish that she was here today, but she won't be. But her daughter is. But she has made us a bucket list for the summertime. And so she did ChatGPT actually wrong, and she put in like, we live in Utah, this is our age of kids.
Oh,
We have
wow.
something for every Monday, Wednesday, and weekend. We don't have to do them all, but she has found things to do all summer long.
Remember, we are going to meet at the library on
Yes.
Wednesdays at 10 a.m.
Yes, we have one down in July,
Okay.
already booked in our calendar.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, yep. So that's super fun. I would share that. I told her she should start an Instagram or at least post it to her story. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I have a preteen and a teenager, so
Okay.
of course we already have our passes to Splash Summit.
I was going to ask
yes,
that.
and to Lagoon. So
And to Lagoon.
And-
So,
yeah, mhm.
fun fact about Splash Summit. He called to get an ad in the Fiesta Days magazine, and
Okay.
he was telling me the numbers. Spanish Fork zip code 84660 was the biggest number of users at Splash Summit last year.
I'm not
That's
surprised.
crazy.
By twice as much as the next city, which was Provo.
Wow.
So Spanish Fork, I believe he said, had about 1,800
Okay.
passes, and Provo was like at 7.
Wow.
Why? I wonder why. We need the rec center open.
Well, and
Yes.
I let him talk, and then I said, well, just a little heads up. Your next summer may not be as big because we're going to have our
Right,
outdoor pool.
right.
I
said,
cannot wait
we
for
don't
that.
have a pool, so
Can't wait.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fun summer things.
Lots of things.
Yes, so many fun things. We have many wonderful guests to talk with. Let's get the chatter started. School ends and the world is a big place for a kiddo, and we've got a few here with us to tell us all about it. Let's welcome Gunnar, Lincoln, and Noli to the table.
Hi, kiddo.
Hi, guys.
How lucky are we guys that we get our cute
So
kiddos
lucky,
here.
huh? Are you happy to be here? Yes.
Oh, good.
How does it feel graduating 5th grade?
Good.
Good. Do you have big plans this summer?
Not really.
Not really.
Nothing?
Well, as you know, he's an entrepreneur, so I imagine you're probably going to be selling a few things. Yes. Practicing math?
No.
No.
Do you like math?
No.
But you like making things with your 3D printer. Yes? Because I bought a few things. He's a great, maker.
Artist, yes.
I don't know what you'd call it, maker.
Yeah, and they had a fun last week of school, so obviously there's been some sun here.
Nice.
And soccer tryouts, so we'll be playing a lot of soccer still. All right, we're gonna let these other kids talk, but tell us what you would like to do when you grow up.
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Okay.
Think about it and see if you can come up with something really great by the end of our segment.
Okay.
Okay.
Lincoln, are you graduating kindergarten?
I graduated yesterday.
Amazing.
Yeah, Lincoln is 6. He's my grandson. Lincoln, well, first of all, tell us what school you went to.
Salem Elementary.
Okay. And what was your favorite thing about kindergarten?
Going to Salem Pond.
What did you go there for?
A field trip.
Did you guys go on a lot of field trips?
I think I went on 2.
What was your other one?
To a concert. To Salem Hills.
Oh, a concert at Salem Hills High School? Didn't you also go to the Bean Museum?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys have fun in kindergarten. So, are you excited for 1st grade?
Yes.
What are you most excited for?
Having 3 recesses.
3 recesses. Well, yes, of
Recess
course.
is the best subject, right?
Yeah.
It's the best thing about school.
Are you excited to eat your lunch at school?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to have school lunch or home lunch?
Home lunch.
Home lunch. You've got a plan.
Home lunch seems hard for moms, but exciting. Yep.
Exciting for the kids. Okay, we're going to move on to Angie, but let me ask you another question. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A scientist, and a construction worker, and a nurse, and an astronaut.
Oh, wow.
Honey, you are going to be busy. Will I ever see you? You'll come
He'll
over
stop
for.
by in his rocket
Will you
ship.
still come over for Sunday dinner when you're a grown up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Aw, love you, Link.
Mwah.
All right, this is Magnolia, or we call her Noli, right? And Noli, what school have you been going to this year?
APA,
APA, and tell people what that stands for.
American Preparatory Academy.
Oh, and what do you wear to school?
A uniform.
She gets to wear a uniform, and we love it.
I
huh?
love that.
What's your favorite part of your uniform?
I don't know.
Do you get to say the Pledge of Allegiance at school? Yes. What is one of your favorite things that you've done at school this year?
crafts.
We do love crafts at our
You
house,
love
don't we?
crafts,
Yep.
huh?
What was the favorite thing that you made at craft time?
We made like a little popcorn box of our favorite things that we did at school.
Oh my goodness. And then what did you bring here? Tell us about that.
3D printed stuff and
Do you
glass
want to
animals.
show them one of them?
This seems just like what your grandma would
Right?
do, doesn't it?
So at school, you can earn these, is that right?
Yes.
And then what do you guys do with them?
We trade them.
Trade them? That's awesome.
So you make those at school?
I don't know.
No, I think that they just can earn them and then they
they
go to a
earn
little store, right? And your teacher gives you some
Yeah.
and then you trade them? Awesome. Okay, Noel, you are in what grade this year?
First.
So you've eaten school lunch and home lunch?
Yeah, I've only eaten school lunch one time.
So would you tell Lincoln to have school lunch or home lunch?
I like home lunch.
Home lunch?
I would think of the outgoing senior here because you're the big fifth grader here at this table. You've actually had the opportunity to serve lunch. Did you
Ooh.
like that?
Yeah, only because I got to skip math.
Only because.
Only
Okay.
because you got to skip math?
You get out early.
Our math started at 10, and we did a leave at like 10:30.
Okay.
Wow.
But you didn't mind school lunch, right?
I only liked some of the stuff.
Okay.
Gunnar,
I
do you want-
sometimes got home lunch, mostly school lunch though.
So what advice would you give to the others that they're starting into their full journey of all the grades?
Get good friends.
Ooh,
Do you have good friends, Noli?
Yeah.
You've had some play dates, huh? They've had fun. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A scientist.
A scientist?
Oh,
What would you want to
can too,
discover?
huh?
Anything?
I don't know.
don't
Like
know.
germs
Germs.
Oh.
We do need a lot of that.
and atoms.
And
Oh, you're learning about atoms in first grade?
they're way smarter than we are, guys. I was learning to write my name in first grade. I think that was it.
Do you guys want to hear something funny? When I was a little girl, on Fridays we got chocolate milk. The rest of the week we had to have just regular milk. Now you guys get to choose, right?
Yep.
Every day you get to choose chocolate or regular milk.
Sometimes they gave us strawberry.
Oh my gosh, the choices today.
Yeah.
Right? Amazing.
I've heard you talk about pizza, Little Caesars Pizza brought in on Wednesdays.
Not
and
every Wednesday.
okay, and then creamies also, right?
Oh.
So pretty good choices, right?
Well, Anola, you get to be in a year-end performance. You have different things going on at school. What do you get to be in your performance?
Pocahontas.
Oh,
Are you going to teach us about some history of when she was alive?
Yeah,
Do you get to dress up like her? Is that scary?
kind of.
Kind of, but exciting too.
And that's with your school?
That's with her school.
Oh, that's
yes.
neat.
Yeah, a year-end. Lincoln, did you do a year-end performance, like a sing-song, something, a graduation? Is that fun? Kind of. Gunnar, what about
Gunnar,
you?
so
Did you
tell-
have a year-end dance?
We
so tell them what school you attended first.
Mrs. Becky's preschool.
No, the school that you attended this year, like forever, that you've been going to,
Maple Ridge.
Maple Ridge Elementary, yes, and you're going into.
Maple Grove.
Right, but for the fifth graders, their big outgoing program, and I know that some of the schools do this for fifth graders.
Hope of America.
Hope of America.
Oh, one
yes,
of my
we love
favorites.
that program at BYU, right?
Do we?
Yes,
We do.
yes, and he learned all the songs and did all of the motions that you had to do. But your favorite thing visiting there is probably the tree. What's the biggest part of looking forward to that? Oh, come on, this was the first thing you went and bought.
A cougar
A
tail.
cougar tail.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
So awesome things to look forward to, and I'm sure everybody has had their programs.
Lincoln, what are you most excited for this summer?
I think it's maybe drawing some summer pictures.
Drawing summer pictures?
Oh, I love
Okay,
that.
and are you playing any sports this summer?
Baseball.
How's your water?
I'm glad that we got the kids.
All right, all right.
awesome.
A final vote here at the table from all the kids. Given the choice, the library or Splash Summit?
Library.
The library.
Would you like to go to the pool or the library? Or Lake Powell?
Oh, throw it. Where would you rather go, Lincoln? The swimming pool or the library?
Library.
The library. Good. Well, we have some readers here.
Yeah.
All
Melissa's
right.
a reader too. She's probably trying to decide, right?
I would go to the pool.
You would.
The pool. It's summertime. It's time for pool, huh?
All right, guys. Well, hopefully you have a fantastic summer. Get all prepared for school. Before we know it, we'll be doing school shopping.
And
Yeah.
one day you'll take over our spot. So get ready, okay?
Thanks for being with us on
Okay.
Thank
Studio
you.
Chatter.
We love you guys.
Thank you. Good luck. Father's Day is coming up, and just maybe the men in your life could use a little cleaning up. Let's welcome Shawnee Allred and Bricky Fowden from the Branded Barbers to the chatter.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
You two are darling. I'm loving your cowgirl vibe. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Well, I have to tell you how this came together.
Yes. Yeah.
So actually, my dad was in your chair, right, having his haircut, and I actually noticed. I'm like, Dad, like your hair looks fantastic. Like it's like a little more modern. It was all
sweetest.
okay. And I guess he was talking about Studio Chatter and said you should call my daughter. You should visit. Anyway, long story short, but that was in the Nephi
In the
location.
Nephi location,
Okay.
yep. Okay.
So give everybody the spiel. So new location
Yeah.
in Spanish
So,
Fork, but
Spanish
everything
Fork.
started.
In Nephi.
Okay.
Yep. So I've been open in Nephi almost 4 years now.
Wow. Okay.
And then shortly after I opened, Shawnee, Jason, and then a handful of others came on.
Okay.
And so her and I worked together for like almost 11 years, like off and on.
Oh,
We just
wow,
kind of
okay.
really back to each other. And so we'd worked at Sport Clips together, like great clips. We ended up at another barber shop, and then she ended up coming down and working down there.
Okay.
And we've always talked about doing something up here because we built such a good clientele up here that we were like, we got to go back for our guys.
Okay.
Because they thought Nephi was too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
they're
a
like,
little bit.
"Sorry."
Someone would drive, but not a lot of them were like, I just can't. I can't make it work in my
So
schedule.
the location is near where, like, by Cal Ranch-ish?
Yep,
the
so
old
we're the old
car
dealership.
dealership. Yeah, the
That's
old
right,
car
okay.
dealership.
Oh, I've
It's
seen
always
that
been a
now.
car
Yes.
dealership.
And didn't you guys have something going on
Our
a couple
grand
weekends
opening.
ago?
Yep.
Yes,
We
I
a
did
big,
see it.
Huge like parking lot party and brought a bunch of different small little businesses in the community to let them present.
Oh.
We didn't, charge them anything. We just wanted them to come and showcase what they do in the community and what they provide and services. And we had our High Flight Hero guys there, and that's the nonprofit that we raise money for veterans every single year. So they came
Okay.
out with their big trailer and promoted what they kind of do, and they also help first responders too. So
Oh,
it's
that's
been
awesome.
really cool to have them part of our brand and
So,
what we do.
and so you just opened within the last month or so.
March 22nd we
Oh, okay.
opened.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, congratulations
Brand new.
and welcome.
Yes.
And it's branded,
Branded barbers, yeah.
Branded Barbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you've both had a lot of experience.
Oh, yeah.
15 plus
Yeah, we're all going
Yeah.
on 15 years of cutting hair.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
And we worked up here full time in Spanish Fork for probably 9+ years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I think about
clientele.
barber, I think men only, right?
Yep.
Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yep.
We're just focusing on those guys.
Focusing
and
on
they
the
need their
guys.
hair cut a lot. I'm telling you, my
really
husband,
do.
he's got to get it like twice a month at least. Is that the go-to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I have clients who come every 2 weeks. We have clients every 3 to 4. Sometimes our clients who are like months out. And we
Once a
know-
year.
Yeah, once a year, or they just let their hair grow out. But we also do straight edge shaves, hot towels, waxing.
I was just going to
I
ask
love
the
that,
way
yes.
Natasha opened up, do they need some cleaning up? Because I think men aren't
Manscaping
as,
this,
as
right?
self-aware as women of like,
Yes.
let's pluck our eyebrows, or if we had hair.
nostril,
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
no,
hair.
As the older they get, I swear the worse it gets, and they are always wanting to.
So do you guys
Would you
ever-
tell
I know,
someone?
that's what I was
Yes.
saying. If they're sitting in your chair, do you just kind of nonchalantly, how does that conversation, like, you want me to just clean up your?
Yeah. You want me to trim up your eyebrows, or sometimes I just even just go in and clean up their ear hair. Like I'm just like, oh,
I don't ask about the ear hair. I just take the ear hair out.
when
You
you're
just
going
do
down
that.
their ears,
Yeah.
Okay, what about a unibrow? What do we do
oh,
with
no.
that?
Oh, I actually had that today. My client had a unibrow, and I said, "All right, we're gonna go ahead and wax this for you."
And what did he say?
He was like, oh, "Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask."
But I
Most
think
of the time they don't
They
argue
don't
with us.
argue. They just
They just go for
you know
it.
what's best. Yeah.
Someone did that to my husband, and I was like, he came home and I was like, glory be.
Yeah.
Someone else said it,
I
right?
think they do. They probably do want the input because women are so about
Yeah.
themselves and really love the self-care. But I think if you're paying attention to the men and you're
Well,
like,
not
but
a lot of men get hyped up or been told like, you look
Right.
so good. Like,
Yeah.
you need to feel that too.
oh, and I love the product too because the men's product always smells so
good.
So good.
Well, yeah, especially like the beard oil products.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's a big thing that we specialize in is beard trims.
Oh, okay.
And because a lot of women I feel like are turned off from beards. Like they don't want their husband to have a beard, but it's because they've never properly taken care of it or shaped it right. And
Right.
I said, let's just give it a chance and
Yeah.
let's get it right. And then they
And
end up
then-
falling in love with them.
So if you kind of shape it up and they get some good oil, do you feel like they can maintain that a
Yes.
little bit better once it's like in a
Definitely.
good shape?
Yeah, they gotta have the right products. Like you have to be able to educate them on how to properly care for it because guys really don't know.
Okay.
They don't
So-
talk about it like girls do.
No.
Like, I
No.
love this hair gel.
They
it's so
definitely
good. They do not know.
What's your routine?
So you got to tell them when they come in.
Yes.
You gotta
So we
teach
just
them.
educate them a little, and we're not that we don't bully them, but we're just like we know it says. The
need some
best is
help.
like when they kind of give you like you're in the industry for a long time and they sit in your chair and they don't really know what they want. They're like, you know, just do what you want. We're like perfect, and we don't ever turn our clients towards the mirror. We always just like show them, and then you get your picky ones who have a little bit more say. But the best is just when clients don't really know what they want, but you have a better idea of what you feel like could be best. You kind of get some input, and then when you turn them around, and then they're actually excited. For men, that's awesome because it's always women, right? It's always us women who are
Right.
like, yes, I feel so good about myself, and I want to feel good about myself, but men deserve that too. And so that's what we try to provide is that same feeling that us women get when we get our hair done or our nails or eyelashes or whatever it is, they can still have that same experience. And then their wives, you know, they feel that attraction or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So we're cosmetologists too, but we don't do anything.
So
with the
that's
ladies.
exactly what I was going to ask. So like what turned you on to maybe do barbering over just traditional
Well, we're
cosmetology?
women, and we are crazy, you know, we're a little picky, we're a little particular, and so
Okay.
it's just a
I feel
lot
like
more
the men
stress.
clientele
Yeah, like,
vibe is so chill.
it is
And
so
it's
chill.
just fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's not stressful, and I don't have the attention span to spend that many hours on one client.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a men's haircut could be like
Yeah,
half
like
an
an
hour,
hour.
Well,
right?
it's fun too because you see them so frequently that you get to know them and their families,
Right.
and then like they bring their boys in, and then
Yeah.
you know their wives, and like I have clients, like I have a client who he started coming to me when he was like 15, just
Okay.
as sport clips when I worked there, and just by himself. I had cut his hair one time, and then he's stayed
been
with
with
me
you.
the whole time. He's now gone on a mission, married, and has his first baby on the way.
Oh,
A
wow.
little boy.
So you're with them through all of those milestones
Yeah,
in
and
life.
it's so cool to just see them change, and then you know they bring other people in, they recommend you,
Right.
and it just becomes more than just clients. Like they become a family, and that's what we like to bring to Spanish Fork is the community to where people can feel safe and valued and not rushed, and they can come in and like. We always joke that we're just like a little crazy. You know, we talk conversations, anything you can think of. And we're just open and honest and genuine. And people, clients are always like,
I think men love that though. They can just come and be themselves.
Yeah, and they're just these you just never know what you're gonna like get from our shop. Like it's always
I
just
feel like I want to come and get a men's haircut.
Yeah. So how much time do you spend in each place?
So currently, right now, we're bouncing. So we're doing
Okay.
Monday, Tuesdays up here.
Okay.
And then
Wednesday, Thursdays.
Wednesday, Thursday in Nephi. She comes back up on Friday.
Okay.
And then Saturdays we rotate. So if I'm in Nephi, she's in Spanish Fork.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
And how many others work with you?
I don't
we
know how
have
many we
7 in
have in
Nephi with us, and then we have 2
Wow.
full time in Spanish, and then we have a girl that we kind of all just bounce around.
Okay.
2 of them don't, and then a couple in Spanish Fork don't bounce to Nephi.
I want to
But,
say there's 6 total in Spanish.
yeah.
So I
We've
can
got a
imagine
handful.
that you have clients coming from San Pete and Miller
I was
and
just gonna ask
Juab
that
and
for
yeah,
Nephi.
South Utah County, like
All over.
I have a
growing,
client
growing.
that comes all the way from Holden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like he and he's always
That's
traveling
awesome.
up here. Yeah, but he just found me, and then he's always like up this way. So he's just like, hey, I'm coming through. Like, We need to
love
get in
that.
ASAP, right? And you just work with them. So
I don't know where I picked this up, but apparently, we can
love
follow.
that.
Yeah, we can follow you on Instagram, and then ours. We talked about anything special coming up for Father's Day. Not yet.
well, yeah, we.
It's
We'll
in
put you
the
on the
works.
spot.
It's
Definitely
been a
in the
little
works.
crazy. I feel like we were just, we really want to focus on our grand opening and get that going, but we will do something.
But
Okay.
gift cards and beard oil,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
a
And
good
we'll
lots
have
of
all
other
the
products.
tons of
Yep.
products. We'll probably do a promotion for sure.
Okay.
Like last year we did a big giveaway in Nephi. I just felt we were like, oh, we should probably.
Oh, we did a really big giveaway in Nephi.
Yeah, we did. And we collaborated.
So we
with
need to
other small
follow you on
businesses.
social media.
Yep.
Yes.
And be watching out for that promo code or
Yes.
giveaway.
Definitely.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You two
We'll
are
put that awesome
friendly.
together. We're
Who
pretty good at
don't
that.
want their men's haircut by
And
these
finally,
two?
what about memberships?
We don't offer memberships yet. We've
Okay.
talked about that because
Okay.
I've heard a lot of good feedback from the GOAT.
Okay.
And the only thing I've run into the issue with that is pay.
Okay.
So all of our barbers are booth rent, so they
Oh,
make
okay.
all of their money. Whatever you pay your barber, they keep it. So the memberships gets a little weird because they like
They'd
you
almost have to pay it to one
Yes.
specific barber.
And then they like
But it's
Well,
not.
if you're separate, that's fine too.
Yep. So it's just kind of weird. We do more walk-ins too, so I feel like
Okay.
that helps. So it would just depend on how we could navigate the membership in a booth rent setting.
Okay.
We haven't figured that out yet, but
No, all
talk
good.
about it for
It's
sure.
all lots of different things.
Thank you
so.
for educating
Yes,
us.
thanks for
and
joining us.
yes, and
Thank you for having us.
congratulations
Thanks for
on your
having us.
business,
Yeah.
of course.
Nice to meet you ladies too.
If you're having issues with your balance, it is probably a good indicator that it's time for a checkup. Let's welcome Jordan Picaro with Physical Therapy and Balance Center to the table. Welcome.
Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you guys
Hello,
for having me.
Jordan. Physical. I love the take on that.
Yeah.
Tell us
I
a little bit
know.
about
If
you.
you
and
can't see his shirt, it's
Yep.
with a
It's with an F.
FYZ.
Yep.
So if you just go Google that, you might mess it up.
Right.
So FYZ.
Yes.
Physical. I like it.
Okay.
I do too.
And on purpose, of course,
Yeah.
right? To
yeah,
set yourself
one
apart.
Of the, yeah,
okay.
one of the big things, it's spelled different because we are different.
Okay.
That's
I love
kind of
that.
One of the things we say. But
Well, usually I'm only checking my balances and my accounts. So,
Right.
how do I check my balance, with my body?
yeah, one of the big things, that you can easily do to check that is, can you stand on one leg, right,
Mm-hmm.
for over 10 seconds? That's like an easy test that you can kind of do at home. I have some individuals who talk about, just their walking, right? They'll be out walking and they're like, yeah, I just don't walk straight, kind of teeter side to side. And some of those things are the beginnings to our balance
Okay.
kind of starting to get worse.
So is that your business is just based on the balance therapy, or do you do all kind of physical therapies?
Yeah, that's a great question. So that's our niche is balance.
okay.
So we,
All right.
we specialize in balance and vestibular rehabilitation. So kind of inner ear, people who get dizzy, kind of things like that is our big niche. But we do all sorts of physical therapy. We do pelvic health, which is a newer addition to our clinic, orthopedics, sports medicine, kind of what you'd see
Okay.
typically.
Before we move on to the others, I'd like to know more about the balance. Like, what are the negative indicators? Like, if you're feeling like you're walking and you're kind of doing that, or can't stand on your leg
Or
for
think
10
you're just
seconds.
getting old?
Yeah,
Like, is that a thing?
Right, and that for sure is a thing. I have patients who come in who sometimes are in their 70s, kind of, at that point where they're just like, yeah, I'm just kind of not walking straight. And, it's the beginnings to possibly having a fall down the road. Falls, we hear people as they age, like I fell today, and we just kind of brush that off. It's like, oh, well, you're in your 70s, you're in your 80s, you're just getting old, right?
Yes, your muscles, your
yeah,
bones
you're
are
getting
just
weak,
getting
whatever
weak.
it is. But it's really just sometimes, a little bit of inactivity, whatever it may be, but it's not normal, right? It's not normal to have
It's not normal to
falls.
fall
Yep.
when you're old. So
Yeah.
why?
Right, yeah. So, balance is one of those things, it's like a muscle. So if you think of a muscle, if you use a muscle less,
Okay.
right, it starts to get weaker, it's not as strong, you can't lift stuff as easily. So balance is very similar. I like to compare it to, you think of a ballerina, an ice skater, right? They go and they spin and spin and spin and they land it and it's flawless, they don't fall, right? But it's because they've trained that for years, decades even, to spin in those circles, and their body has been able to adjust and adapt to that. And so if you think of that, if they stop doing that for 10 years and go back and try it again, they're going to struggle to get that motion because their body's adapting to the challenges.
To the
put in
turn.
it.
So it's like when we were little kids and would get in our swing and
Yep.
kids would swing us around and then we'd go. And now I even get on a swing and I get motion
Yep.
sickness.
Yeah.
Is it the same sort of
Yeah,
thing? Does it
it's-
have to do with your inner ear or what?
Right. So our balance is made up of 3 systems. Our visual system, our inner ear, and then proprioception, or our joints, kind of what
Okay.
our feet are telling us from the ground, and sensation.
Okay.
So usually what happens is we become more dependent on one of those 3 systems.
Okay.
Typically it's our vision.
Yep.
Most people, if we were to close our eyes and try to walk right, we're not going to walk in a straight line. We're going to go off.
Right.
So it's kind of things change and adapt over years of just not using it as much. Like you said, when you're a little kid, you're just spinning in circles and it's
Right.
fine, and you get up and run around and you have fun. But then as you get older, we stop doing that because it makes us dizzy. And, even some people turning their head side to side will
Right.
make them dizzy and
Yes.
kind of feel unstable.
Right.
So if we're coming into your office to check our balance, like what are some of the things that you would have us do? Like, are we walking a tightrope? Are you checking our ears?
For sure. We
Like,
hope
Right.
we're doing that.
Yeah, so usually it comes to what the patient presents with. So if
Okay.
they come in and they say, hey, I've been dizzy, I look up and the room just starts spinning.
Okay.
I'm going to check the inner ear. That's kind of the first thing that I go to. But we like to do some baseline testing.
Okay.
So we do different tests to see how quickly you're able to walk, how stable you are walking with head turns or head nods and different activities like that. So we kind of get those baselines, and we do one of our other tests is more of a static balance. So it's just standing with your feet both on the ground, eyes open, eyes closed, and we actually have VR goggles that we'll put on. That's just
gosh.
a video that kind of makes you
Oh, yeah.
feel
I'd
like
be
you're
for sure
sitting.
out.
I'm out.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh, I think I would be.
And so those are kind of the things we look at, and we're
Okay.
able to kind of determine, well, where's the deficit?
Okay.
And from there, we kind of have our plan of care we're able to create, and we make it very individualized. So every patient has their own plan. We're not just cookie cutter, everyone's doing the same thing.
Okay.
We're seeing what the patient has and their needs, and we're making the plan based on that.
So if there is a deficit, what kind of a plan might you build for someone that is starting to show all of those symptoms?
Yeah. So it kind of depends where the deficit is.
Okay.
So if they're struggling with eyes closed, we're actually going to do those activities. So we're going to have them stand with their eyes
okay.
closed, walk with their eyes closed, because we're trying to rework the brain
Okay.
to say, no, I'm going to use the input from my other systems, the inner ear, the feet with the eyes closed, to improve
Right.
that sense of the balance there.
That's really
And that's
interesting.
scary, I'm sure.
Right, and that's actually kind of what makes us a little different. So any physical therapist can do balance training, right?
Okay.
So you might think, well, why are we so specialized in it? One of the big things is we have what's called a support overhead system.
Okay.
So it's a system that hooks up into the ceiling, and then we put patients in a harness, like a rock climbing harness.
Ooh, I want to go.
Right? And with that, we're able to hook them up into the ceiling, and this cable holds up to 550 pounds.
Okay.
So as we're going, I'm there next to the patient. I'm holding on to them. So
Okay.
most physical therapists have what's called a gait belt. Just goes around the waist, right? I don't think I trust myself with a patient doing the same activities I do now if that's all I had was a gait
Oh, yeah.
belt.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Because I've had patients walk with their eyes closed over foam, stepping stones, up over stairs, all with their eyes closed. And I'm holding on to them, but I know that the system's going to hold them up.
Okay.
And I bet that gives them a sense of trust and
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm willing to do
Yeah.
this because I know someone's
Exactly.
got me. Yeah.
So what was your path to get you to maybe specialize in this treatment that might not be like, I guess, out of the box or normal treatment?
Right.
Okay.
So for me, I mean, athletics and everything is what got me into physical therapy. I was an athlete my
okay.
whole life. I've had injuries and all of that. But kind of getting into the balance side of it, my mom actually was dealing with vertigo years and years ago. So I remember her coming home from her physical therapist and doing the exercises at home. We all kind of laughed because her eyes would be moving in all funny directions while she was doing these activities.
Wow,
But
okay.
I saw the benefit kind of then, and I've seen that benefit with the patients I've had now, where sometimes they come in, and I've had patients 2-3 years of dizziness, and within one visit, some of them, that dizziness is gone.
Oh my goodness.
Their
amazing.
balance is
Miracle.
usually a little off still, and that's what we keep working on, but the dizziness usually can.
And I think
can
we're
clear
just
up
so
quickly.
hesitant. My mom was dizzy the last year and finally went into a physical therapist, and within just a couple times
Yeah.
I wonder why we're so hesitant to just go have a second opinion.
A weakness is scared of what that future is. What if something really major is wrong?
Yeah.
But something just as easy as a couple visits.
Right.
And
Exactly.
they could be diagnosed.
Yeah, I know sometimes it's just not having the understanding of what's going to happen or
Right.
what's going on.
And what can a physical therapist really help me with balance?
Right.
So what are some other easy things that maybe we should consider a physical therapist for, that if we're dealing
Yeah,
with?
for sure. So in Utah, there was a bill that was just passed that makes physical therapists
Yep, it's just to bring that up. Uh-huh.
it makes us a primary care provider.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you think, you go to your doctor when you're sick, you have a cold, a cough, flu, whatever it is, it's now making that you can go to a physical therapist if you're injured. So, on top of the dizziness, balance, you roll your ankle, your knee's been hurting, kind of takes out that extra step of, I got to go to my doctor, talk to them,
To get
and then
the
they'll say,
referral.
I'm going to refer you to physical therapy,
Yep.
and it could take weeks to
You
just
can
get into
take
a
out
doctor.
that step of going
Yep.
to your doctor.
Yeah. So it kind of helps just, give some of the burden off of the doctors, because they're seeing so many patients and they're burning out, they're getting overworked.
Right.
Totally.
To kind of shift some over to the physical therapist to help increase that. And
I've seen that in my own life. I was recently in a couple of car accidents, but I was referred to like a chiropractor and a physical therapist. And I tell everyone, they saved me. Like, they had the tools and the skills, and I'm not going to a doctor who's maybe not knowledgeable in how to help me.
Right.
And they're giving me exercise knowledge,
Yeah.
sending me to the right people to get me better the fastest. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm so grateful for that.
Okay, physical with an F. Yep.
Yep.
Can we find you on social media?
Yep. Yeah. Social media, Instagram, Facebook. You just type into Google physical. We should pop up right there.
And you're
close
right
to the
here
top.
in Spanish Fork
Right
on
here in
Center
Spanish
Street,
Fork
right?
in Center Street. We're above the Canyon View Pediatrics building.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Thank you
Right
so
there, close
much.
by.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank you guys for
coming.
having me.
If you are looking for something different to do this summer, here's an idea. Consider hosting a Japanese exchange student in your family. Let's welcome Bailey Merrill to the program.
Hi, Bailey.
Hi, everybody.
Bailey's one of my coworkers over at Utah
This is
Valley
what you
Magazine.
said? Okay, tell us.
Yeah, tell everybody exactly what you do at the magazine.
At the magazine, so I'm the managing editor of our business magazine, and right now we're doing 40 under 40 photo shoots. It's space themed.
So fun.
So we're doing it at the Krista McAuliffe Space Center in Pleasant Grove.
Which I had
Oh, I
never even
love
heard
that.
of that. Have you
Okay.
ever taken your
Nope.
kids?
No, I know the Clark Planetarium is the only
Yeah.
thing spacey that I know.
Well, we have one closer, so
Okay.
I'm putting in a plug for that too. It's really
Yeah,
awesome.
I want to go there because
Yeah.
I saw you post on our Instagram. So I'm like, hey, I want to follow them so I remember to get the kids over there.
Yeah, so fun.
And the theme is out of this world for
Yeah,
you. Okay.
basically.
She gets to come
I
up
like
with all
a
the
theme.
fun things.
Uh-huh.
ChatGPT might have helped with that one. We won't talk about it.
Really? Oops. No, that's awesome.
He knows everything.
He does. He does. Oh. So Bailey, you came in and you're like, Stacy, would your viewers be interested in learning more about the Japanese exchange program that you've been involved with for a while?
Yes.
So tell us the details of that.
Yeah, so I have been helping with Mountain West Cultural Exchange, that's what it's called.
Okay.
And what's interesting about our program is we don't do like a full school year long program, because that's hard for most families to do, to welcome someone into your home for that long. So we offer a short week and a half spring program.
Oh, wow.
And then a 3-week long summer program. And it's cool because it doesn't feel like a lot of time to the families that are hosting, but it's life-changing to these Japanese
Right.
kids.
Okay.
Their ages, normally it's like 10 to 17 is their
Okay.
ages.
Okay.
That
And
young?
yeah,
10. Can you
There's been
imagine
an
sending
8-year-old.
your 10-year-old across the world?
I know.
To someone?
Could
okay.
you, Natasha, imagine
10 years old.
sending Gunner?
Maybe.
Gunner's going to Japan.
I mean, I guess I was probably thinking more along Barrett's lines, but I mean, either one of them I feel are probably old enough or
Could do
probably
it.
could do
So
it.
what do they do, like,
Yeah.
when they come for those
Yeah.
time frames?
So of course it's free because it's a nonprofit. So you just sign up, bring the kid to your home, and we really tell them to treat the kid like your family. So we want them to help with chores, and we really just want them to see what American life is like, but also like take them camping. If you want to take a little day trip down to Moab,
Okay.
that's fun. But they love to like make cookies. They love to learn the board games that we play because
Okay.
their culture is so different from ours in so many ways. Everything that feels normal to us is not normal to them.
Okay.
And so it's just a really cool opportunity for them to live so different.
So how does the application process start? So on both ends, actually.
That's a good question.
Okay.
So we partner with a nonprofit in Japan called Utrecht.
Okay.
So they're the ones that contact the kids in the schools to find out which kids would actually be interested in this.
Okay.
They send us the applications, and then we put together like social media posts and everything and reach out to our host families and other people that might want to host and let them kind of choose their top 3 picks of kids that sound like they would fit best with their family based on personality and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we just pair them with them from there. It's just an online application.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple. Again, nothing costs anything. We just want families to have cool experiences.
Then how does it work on this end in America? You're looking for host families. What does that application look like?
Yeah, so we would send out the website to them and they just put it in an application. Like the families will show pictures of themselves so that the Japanese families can kind of see, this is their vibe. Like, you know, because if you're a parent and you're sending your 10-year-old to a different country, you want to feel safe and comfortable with that.
And then do you guys do like a background search, or what does that look like?
Yeah, we do like a very basic background check, and most of our host families are repeat families. The reason I thought this would be cool is because if we've had any host families in Utah County, there's only been like 1.
Really? Oh, wow.
It's mostly Ogden, like North Utah. That's kind of where it started. So we just think it would be cool for families out here to have that opportunity too.
Yeah, and do families connect together and have the Japanese students like do field trips or something?
Yeah, so the way that I got into this in the first place was my neighbor, who she runs this program now, that I grew up next to, her family hosted every year, of course. And so she was trying to get all her neighbors to host. So we did, and we did it I think 3 or 4 years in a row when I was a teenager. My best friend was Maiko. That's when I was 16. So I had Maiko, and then my friend down the road, they were hosting Ayako. And so we would get together and go do outings. And since we were in high school, like we went and would take them out with our friends and go to pools and like go on little day trips and stuff. And I actually got to go to Japan 2 years ago.
That was my next question.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so I got to go see Maiko 10 years after we hosted her.
That's amazing.
And spend time in her city with her.
Okay.
It was incredible.
I'm
Now
sure.
that's full circle.
So is
Yeah.
that when your love of the Japanese culture started, is with these exchange programs?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting because it's the culture that I feel the closest to, even though obviously I have no like tie through my heritage, just because we grew up with that. There's such like a soft spot in my heart because they're just incredible. They're kind, they're polite, they're so giving. I love them.
So I bet our viewers are wanting to confirm they speak English.
They have to speak at least a little bit. So
Just a little bit.
I mean, sometimes you'll get a student that doesn't speak very much, but you would be so shocked at it doesn't really matter. Like you still connect so much with them. When I went to Tokyo to be with Maiko, we hardly speak the same language.
No way.
And we had the best girls' day ever. You find things to laugh about. You learn how to communicate like without just words.
Yes.
Humor is a really, really good way to connect. Playing games with them is a really, really good way to connect. Cooking, it's just doing things with them. But yes, they all do know at least a little bit of English. And a big reason that they come here is so that they can be like immersed in the language and learn more English too.
Well, I would even think 10 years down the road too, with like technology and your phones and able to translate or, you know, definitely find what you're trying to eat or look for, or accommodations or a bathroom or anything very simple even.
Yeah, that's so true.
Okay.
Yeah, because go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, about how many students does Utah take, or our area?
Yeah, so for the summer program right now, we're looking to place, we have 5 more girls and 9 boys that we're trying to place.
Okay. And what are the dates that they will be here?
Yes, July 28th through August 11th.
So just right after Fiesta
There you go,
Days.
yes.
Yeah.
And right before school starts.
Yeah, it's like a sweet spot when actually a lot of your vacations have probably kind of, you're winding your summer down, you're calming down. We had 2 students from Spain when we had teenagers, and I think it was for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So much fun, such a wonderful experience. And in about a year and a half, my husband and I want to go to Spain, and we follow her on Instagram, and we want to also meet up.
Yeah.
But the laughter and the slang, like my kids would say things and she would ask like, what does this mean? And we would just laugh because we'd be like, Well, it doesn't really mean anything.
We don't know what it means either.
Yeah, we just say it, and then she would just laugh, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so fun.
Yeah, see, and you do connect. You don't
Oh.
have to be able to speak the same language perfectly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what makes it more fun is that you have to connect. You're forced to connect
Yeah.
on a different level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And do they prefer these kids to go into families where they also have kids?
That is required. So
Okay.
if I remember right, the kids have to be within 2 years of the of the exchange student's age.
I would assume they would have a way better experience.
Right.
Kind
Yeah.
of connecting as a friend too.
Yeah.
Having that same age person.
Exactly. And so that they can become besties and go visit each other again in 10 years like I did.
So
Yeah.
tell our viewers like how to get a hold of you. Just the website?
Yes, it's mwce.website.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow,
Not
that
.com.
is
Yes,
exciting.
we'll have to share that.
Game.
At website.
Wow, at website. Dot website.
Dot
This is a
website.
chat GPT.
Yes, but I think too, if you just Google Mountain West Cultural Exchange,
Okay.
and we'll hopefully like share on social media and collaborate too,
Yeah.
so that they could message us through our Instagram as well.
When are you closing this? Like, when are the applications for all of the process to be ending?
We don't really as we're just trying to get all the students placed. So even if
Okay.
that takes up until the week before they come,
Okay.
then we're still accepting applications. We'd prefer sooner so that the families know who their kid's going to stay with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for doing this.
Yes,
This is
thank you so
neat.
much.
Yeah.
Can I make one request that you guys start a program where you send grandmas to a different country just for,
We would
just
love
for
it.
3
Hey,
weeks?
you want to go be a chaperone? You can.
No, I
No,
want
okay.
someone to host me in
I
a
see.
different country where I
Yes.
can just immerse myself in the
I
culture.
would like to choose that country and maybe
Yes.
a couple of them at one time.
And maybe a pool would be involved and
True.
pina coladas.
a good library in the home.
Okay.
Yes.
I think this one has just started her own program, right? Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Well, what did we learn today?
I learned something about you off air.
Yes, my trip to Russia many years
As an
ago.
exchange student,
We have never heard this story ever.
she has like little nuggets of information
She does.
buried.
We need to go deeper.
Well, it was a
we
long
need
time
to
ago.
interview
That
each
was
other.
in the 90s. So I
So
was a
in the
soph-
90s.
Yes, I was a sophomore in high school. I was in the AP European class, and we did an exchange program with the students over there. So I was there for a couple of weeks. Anya came to live with me for a few weeks, and I mean, it's a great experience. So anybody, I mean, if families have the opportunity to host a guest, there's a lot of things to learn.
And I don't know if I said this on air. We talked about it off air. We hosted 2 exchange students from Spain. Great experience.
Yep.
I never did host, but I had a whole bunch of teenagers always in and out of my house all summer long. I feel like I did an exchange
Yes,
program.
feel like that
Oh
sometimes,
my
right?
goodness.
But I learned today, our cute little kids that joined us, I just
my
love them so much. And I love that Noli wants to be a scientist and knew what an atom was. I was like,
First grade.
They are smart.
Okay,
They are smarty pants.
They were quieter than I expected. When we kind of brainstormed that idea to have them on, I thought they're just going to be chatty, but they were a little more quiet than I.
I know. I wondered if I had brought Knox and Noli. Knox had a baseball game, but maybe familiar person. But it's just nerve-wracking being on air.
I can't
think.
wait to watch it though.
Right, it'll be
Cute
fun.
little Lincoln and drinking his drink.
And he doesn't even like water. That's the funny thing. But Gunnar was just like, yeah.
You can definitely tell,
whatever.
right, that he's moving on from 5th grade. He's ready to go to middle school. I mean, he does many things on his own on YouTube, so he was kind of quiet too.
Yeah,
you
he's
never
like,
know what
"Mom,
you're going to
whatever."
get, right?
He's so darn cute.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
he
you.
is, and all grown up.
And
he
so
was our little
smart.
guy's
Yeah,
age when we started
yeah.
all this.
And they tell you, like, once they get into school, don't blink because it happens that fast.
Just
so I
like
have one
that.
going to middle school and one that will be a freshman.
That's crazy
But that's
to me.
still junior high, right?
It's still junior high.
Okay.
It's
but,
still junior high, but it's,
But grades count.
grades
and
count. Yep.
And then all the things that come with high school.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
dating and all.
4 years graduation for her, huh?
2029.
I know, yes.
Oh my
Don't say that
goodness.
out loud.
And a big event.
Da, 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 da. So, friend, you have your birthday over Memorial Day weekend, so we decided to jump in a little bit early and take care of
This
you.
was a sweet surprise.
Yes.
So
Two
Angela
cakes.
Euler
2 cakes.
contributed
Yes.
as well.
Thank
cakes.
you.
Yeah, well, because so I thought maybe one all to yourself, and maybe one if you wanted to share. The new one is the white raspberry, I believe.
Now, are you wanting me to share with Chris or to
I
share
meant
with
for-
you
I
guys?
think Natasha wants some. I was
Okay,
thinking
that's-
Chris, but
I mean, you don't
Maybe
have
after.
to. No,
All
but
right, okay. And you guys, I'm assuming you
They're
want me
my
to open
favorite.
this.
Sure.
yes.
Oh, you guys, this is a surprise.
Yes, and cute Angela Euler, like Natasha
Yes,
said.
yeah.
She
Thanks,
said
Angela.
happy birthday too.
You know, some years are big and some years you're kind of like, oh, it's my birthday. I feel like this year is one of those years that I'm like, it's my birthday.
Well, here you go.
Well,
Here's a
it's
little
your
bit more
birthday.
sunshine.
Oh, a gift card to Poppy's, right?
Our reader.
I think of that store and think of you, Stacy.
Yep.
Honestly.
You know what? And they're getting so much recognition. Like they were just announced the #1 bookstore in our Utah Valley Best of magazine.
Wow. Wonderful.
So, and Whitney, the owner, is getting recognized in our Business Q magazine as one of the 40 under 40.
Oh, wow.
That's
So
crazy.
they're getting
That's
some
amazing.
traction. Oh,
Miss Darling in there.
You guys, I've wanted one of these.
I do not know how to use them. I
Just
am.
with your with your skincare
I have an
products.
Icer
I thought you might
thing.
already have one. Yes,
No.
I actually like to keep mine in the mini facial
Okay,
fridge
it's
as
a
well.
jade
Yeah,
roller.
you keep
Yes.
it cool.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. You know,
You're in the
everybody has to have
stars.
a smelly.
Yep.
is
Your-
that another gift card
Yes,
or is
your,
that a
your other favorite place?
Uh-huh.
Big Brat Boutique? So, oh my
Yeah, so you
gosh.
get to go shopping and
That's
reading.
so fun, you guys. Thank you. Spa wristbands.
You know my
I love that idea.
Yep, there
Thank
you go.
you.
Yep, those are
You
my
guys are so
fave.
thoughtful.
We love you, Stace.
This is
Yeah,
my
you're the best.
first
Happy
gift of the
birthday.
year.
Yep.
Thank you.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thanks for thinking of me.
Are you
Birthdays
doing
fun.
anything fun on
My
your
mom
birthday?
just asked me that today, and I honestly haven't thought about it.
Okay, but you will.
I think we have 2 grandkids games that night.
That sounds
So
about
that
right
takes
for
me
us
back
now.
to my younger years when you were at the ballpark. So
Oh yeah,
Right.
this
Yeah.
was like graduation time, ballpark times. I'm sure you shared all that.
my mom offered to take me to lunch. I think I'll take you up on that, Mom.
Stacy
There you
wants to go to
go.
lunch, Mom.
Yeah. Thank you.
Best time. Of course.
love
Fun
you.
show.
It was
Yep,
fun.
super fun.
Thanks for being here with us. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation. If you learned something new, please tell a friend about us.